It blows the BMW X5 out the water. Good night. It's almost a bit more shy. It's a shy way of saying, look, I've done okay in business. I work very hard. I'm an architect. Most complicated heater system in the world. Feels relaxing. What's a ventilation field? What's a field? What field? On, off. Also, what are some of your favorite things about the Cayenne? Why don't you tell us? Okay. This is a rather delicious Porsche Cayenne E Hybrid plug me in. It's fully charged and we're going to start with a challenge. Now we're going to head to the Elverton Hotel just the other side of Reading, which is about 24 miles. This is supposed to do 22 or 30 miles of electric only range. Let's go. Right, this is going to be somewhat of a challenge because obviously being a hybrid, the engine is going to want to come in. So there's a million modes you can drive this in. Hybrid this, part hybrid. At the moment, I'm in e-power. It's just electric. And what it does do is illustrate just how quiet this car is. I'm at the traffic lights, I can't actually hear anything. I pull off in silence again. Wow. This is a really good quality machine. Oh, this is good. It does mean I have to drive like someone's nan for a little while. Gone are the 8,233 buttons down here. Now this is all finger mark collecting digital versions. Do I think I prefer the buttons? But it's modern. It's a lot more modern. And this is a good button because when you press this one, you get a time lapse.
And whilst that's happening, here are the important numbers. 76 miles to the gallon, 462 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, 700 Newton meters of torque. Numbers so good, I ignored the challenge completely and thrashed it all the way to the hotel. Sorry about that.
If you are interested in the range of the car, I do have some actual figures here from real owner friends who say, hello Howard, loving the videos. They didn't say that, I just added that bit in like they do on the radio. Who says 18 to 20 miles of range in the cold, in the warm 23 to 25. Therefore, UK MPG average is 37 to 42, which I think is actually really good for something as big as this. However, this is interesting. Now, the guy at Porsche said to me that he gets 30 regularly, 30 miles, no engine, door to door. I think that's all right, and I would know if he was lying. Anyway, they go on to say, P.S. what are some of your favorite things about the Cayenne? Firstly, in the rear, each person gets a seat of their own. If you have a family and you have 3 children and you don't like one of them, that means you can leave the one you don't like at home. Porsche say this adds to more relaxation and better driving pleasure. If you're too embarrassed to admit that you have gone for the e-hybrid, there's a couple of things you can do. Firstly, you can take that badge off and you can change the e-hybrid rubbish wheels and go for one of the 17 other options, the most expensive of which being £4,554, the same as a litre of petrol. You can choose from a further 11 different types of interior colours, and there's different materials as well, two-tone, beige and white. Imagine this, well not this, but this car, pan roof, white leather, but a two-tone black. This could also be one of the only hybrids in the world that can tow 3,500 kilograms. No, wait, sorry, Imperial, 7,716. That's half an elephant or 7 horses. Just holding onto my handle here. There's a handle down here you can just hold onto. If you want to go around a corner and hold onto the handle, that's what it's for. Rugged handling. Going round corners sideways in a Porsche that's massive. 62 miles an hour and still on electric mode on the motorway. Lovely. Okay, this is quiet and quite brilliant, although there is some bad news. That is, you can't charge it fast. There is no DC charging with this. 7 kilowatt charger is probably an upgrade. Well, it is an upgrade, but that's the fastest you can get. So it's going to be 2 hours or 4 hours with the standard car, which is 3 kilowatt. Is it a 3.2 kilowatt hour? That's a little bit annoying, but there is no but. No, it is still quite annoying.
On now to the handling test, using my own money for fuel. Short handling test then.
Drop it down a cog, over a crest, Oh my goodness. You know, when you drive something and you get this sort of feeling here, the little feels up the neck, that's what this is doing. There aren't many cars that do that to me. Most cars today I drive are rubbish. Not this. I want to talk about weight though, because this is 5,111 pounds. You might think that's heavy. In fact, it isn't, because it's not that much heavier than a Mercedes AMG estate car, and it's lighter than a BMW X5. And something this does that the BMW X5 doesn't do is corners. The cornering on this, for its size, it blows the BMW X5 out the water. Good night. To be fair to BMW though, they do have this car beat in the obvious way, which is this. There are a few things. I'm just going to change my chassis height now because I can do that. So I'm just going to put it on low and the chassis will move, which is very nice. Look, this is good, very functional. If you're a Porsche fan, this is going to be the greatest thing on earth. Is it as good as past BMW systems? No, it isn't. Does it take half an hour to load up? Yes, it does. In fact, it's still loading now. I've only just switched the car on. But one thing this does have that BMW doesn't, in fact two. One is this rev counter in the center here, and the other is that logo.
Yes, because that logo represents expensive, very expensive. Going to Porsche is like going to a pound shop where everything is 100 grand.
I want to talk about sound for a moment, which is a real highlight for me in this car because, well, first of all, the 3-litre engine is incredible sounding. I'm so disappointed that we're going to go into a time when these engines aren't going to exist because it feels so smooth. It sounds amazing. I mean, it's so throaty and distant, yet powerful, effortless. I absolutely love this engine. It is muted though, so if you wanted to hear it, this is the wrong car for you. And I think they might have done that on purpose because it's a hybrid, because it's, you know, it's a high up, it's meant to be a cruiser. The louder the engine is, even for me, if I drive a V8 or a louder V6 engine, I do tend to get more tired because after a while, some of the BMW straight sixes, you know, the exhaust note, after 2 or 3, 4 hours in the car, you're accelerating in traffic, it's tiring, it's knackering. So this is muted. That is definitely worth noting if you want to hear this. If you're a Porsche fan, you're going to want to hear the engine. Personally, I don't. The next part of the sound is this, the Bose sound system, which is surprisingly good. Now, Bose have constantly been getting it, and the Burmester in this system was getting it before. It's good, it's worth it. You don't even need the Burmester. One reason is because it's £7,000, but the other reason is because the Bose is actually perfectly fine. You've got different modes of how the sound can reach your ears. Never thought I'd say that. I have this thing with posh cars. I'm a bit self-conscious about driving a posh car. I think it's inappropriate at this time. Personally, not you, but for me, I don't want to drive it into London. I don't want to get it jacked or stolen off my drive. I don't want it keyed. Right, I've been through all that. So, for me though, the Cayenne is slightly different because, I don't know, it's almost a bit more shy. It's a shy way of saying, look, I've done okay in business. I work very hard. I'm an architect, right? I'm humble and very likable.
It wasn't always that way. There was a time when driving a Porsche was like going to the toilet on your neighbour's lawn. For me, Porsche are still a collector's item and, at a stretch, an investment, albeit a significant one because they haven't got any cheaper.
And that's why I'm not going to finish by saying, well, here's how much one of these is on Leasing.com. Instead, I'm going to finish on a quote from Coco Chanel, who once said, "The best things in life are free. The second best things, well, they're expensive."